So anyway, I'm looking at this picture of my rec room in Canyon Road with all the beer bottles everywhere, and I'm thinking, okay, this is what qualifies Eric to have our kids unsupervised all summer, no questions asked. None. No questions asked. While I am battling drug charges that came out of nowhere. Where did they come from, and what proof does he have? He says Colton and Pauline. Colton and Pauline not only deny it, but that is hearsay. That is bullshit. He wants to steal my house. He's gone back and forth between wanting to take care of daddy, take care of mommy. So, no, that's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. What does it have to do with my parenting? You've kept my kids for 2 years, and then you want to punish me because he's traumatized me to the point of being traumatized. This is amazing. This is sick and disgusting, and I'm not going to just let it end at this. The courts want to have it both ways, right? They want me in there and they dismiss me as though I'm crazy. But then they demand of me to do things that are sane people do. They can't have it both ways. They can't have it both ways. They can't dismiss me, my rights. I submitted a full set of divorce papers before they assigned the guardian ad litem. And I really believe they need to take that money and assign a guardian ad litem to my children. Because what they're going to find out at this hearing, my children were the only issue. They were it all along. They were it. I don't have to be medicated to like Eric. I hate his guts. And after what he's done keeping my kids from me, there could be no amount of medication. I don't ever want to see him again in my life. See, I'm not stalking him. I don't care one iota about him. I want to see my children. And Angel Lynn, oh my freaking God, how does her involvement here go unnoticed? February, she's posting on my Facebook in his favor. By April, my son is saying Jessica Powell, and I have not seen my kids since. This is ridiculous. It is custodial interference. It is unlawful imprisonment, and I don't know what I'm impersonating with my ID. It depends on what she's impersonating me for, doesn't it? If it's to medicate my children, if it's to exonerate Eric because she had a pap smear that revealed him for the fucking child rapist he is. I am not joking. I am not crazy. He is sick, and you have left my kids with him unsupervised all this time. 2 years. And it really just shows how hateful and spiteful people really are, that they would rather sit around and jump on bandwagons of calling me his last accusation in court, he said I had all kinds of people living here, which was disproven repeatedly. His accusations are paranoid delusions of a jealous... And then he said, I don't want her. What do most rapists and sexual harassers say? She can take a joke? Come on. He asked me to bring 6 condoms with him every time I want to see my kids. He blindsided me. He's told me our entire marriage how important it is for both parents to be in their kids' lives. And then he fucking ignored me and cut me off. And I watched my children go, I'm tired. He don't have to threaten me. I know he has shot at somebody and said, dance, motherfucker, and then shot them in the leg. He breaks the necks of chickens. He's gone bear hunting. My son was on the floor saying, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. He is not a helpless little old man. Oh, here come my other points. I could be dangerous and all this, right? Well, it's been 2 years. 2 years. And last summer, at least, my nephew's girlfriend and my son's girlfriend tried everything to provoke me. They sat back here and laughed at me. They forced their way in my house. Kaylee, we got in a big fight, and then she came out and touched my arm to see if that would get me to hit her. They have let my house become a mess. They have tried for 2 years, and the fact that I haven't gone back to his house should be being acknowledged for that, not further punished. No, I miss them so much. as far as stalking, he's the one who seems to know my every move. I don't care. I just want to see. The worst part is I don't know what he's pulled confidentially. I mean, what is that? What is confidentially besides I'm a liar and I don't want her to be able to call me on my lies? Not to mention, I've got the added bonus of my sister. All I know, my sister's out there impersonating me and they're submitting it to the courts freaking confidentially. I have no idea what's going on. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. The picture, that's what our job site started looking like. Because he wouldn't stop drinking on the job no matter how much I told him it was unprofessional. It wasn't my books. My books were spot on and they were complete when that company closed. It was because I was tired of working my butt off so that he could go get drunk at work all day. It was completely unprofessional. There were county jobs. There were county executives showing up at the job, and there were garbage cans full of empty bottles. So then he goes and works with the Rob guy, and he's pouring himself out of the car more nights than not. If he's sober, he comes straight home and goes to bed. Give me the cold shoulder. If he's drunk, he repeats the same 2x4 story repeatedly. I gotta listen to it for hours and hours. He'd already been threatening to leave me for years. He just never had the guts to do it. I wasn't trying to stop him. I didn't tell him to stop. The first time I was hysterical. The second time I let him go. I never tried to stop him after that. He just never did it. He never left. I didn't join a freaking cult. I got away from him. I finally did what was inevitable, which is what I told him when he said he was leaving me. You know, it's just a matter of time. We're going to do this until it ends. And I'm so furious that you let him extract another 2 years of my life, more trauma and pain than I've ever experienced in my life. And I can only imagine what my poor babies are going through. My daughter said before she left her, all she wanted was her mother back. She didn't think she could leave her mother again, and he followed her around relentlessly, which is what he did to me. He would wrap me up in his sleep so tight that I couldn't move. He sleeps in front of the door of a 2-story apartment that's the only exit from the apartment. And I guarantee you, my 2 older sons can testify to the fact that they've seen him drinking in the last 2 years. He cannot be around his family without drinking. And Colton was at his apartment last Halloween. So those boys know he's drinking, and they can testify the fact he's lying. What's going on? I thought it was a felony to threaten somebody with a felony as witness. Colton, the day after I filed my October custody papers, very shortly after that, the prosecutors got information on Colton for trafficking and stolen goods that were immediately acted upon, even though this crime was committed in April of 2014. Come on. It's fucking ridiculous, and I'd like some answers. Me and my daughter, her best friends. You see the fingernail polish? Painting her fingernails different colors with sparkles. She didn't even hug her dad. She wouldn't hug him because when I was going, she came back, she didn't want her underwear wet. She didn't want to hug her dad. She didn't want to be near him. She hugged Colton. She didn't want to do with him. He hurt her. Damn you. Damn you for letting my kids get used to it. Damn you for not listening to me about Angel Lynn, especially my family who knows her. Why wouldn't you help me? Why would you help me? I'm not mom, I'm not even that. I never have been. I don't drink. I don't care what he's saying about promiscuity. It's his own jealous bullcrap. He sat at my table with Joe and Lisa. That was inappropriate, Eric. What I did was completely adult, inappropriate, open, honest. He spun it into something else. And he doesn't have the right to diagnose me. He didn't have the right to be in every one of my counseling sessions spinning it. Because a delusion can be something very simple, like believing you throw salt over your shoulder. You have superstition, you cross your legs. That's a delusion. And I'm sorry, but you wouldn't know what my biggest delusion was? That him and his family were people of their freaking word. Senior has used me over the years repeatedly, including to take care of his own mother. He always promises me stuff and he never delivers. It's freaking difficult for me. He don't care. He told everybody how he'd be a millionaire, he had a wife like me, but yet he steals my babies. My dog became a teenager without me. I fucking hate him. There's my biggest delusion, is believing he's anything he ever said. He was nothing but a fraud all along. All along he was a fraud. And him and his lawyer in the courts are about to get a big, rude eye-opening when they realize he's been frauding them all along, too. He's been frauding them all along so that it hurt his children. I miss my kids so much you can't imagine this, like, because I don't care if he confidentially went and got custody, which I know nothing about. They're still kidnapped to me. Just kidnapped to me. They're just gone because I told him no. I told him no, and I know that piece of crap turned around and says, I don't want her. But I bet you he would be here in 20 minutes if I called him. Come on. How could Angel Lynn always claim freaking jealousy? She's a nasty. How can she always claim jealousy and nuisance complaint and they listen to her? But I've been tortured 2 years. 2 years. I've been so much. This is cruel and unusual, but I didn't do anything. I was at the fair with them. I was at the park with them. He said we had to leave the fair because I had a flashback from him and his lovers being there. But I didn't cause a scene. We just go. We've been there for hours. He never gave me one chance. Not one. I didn't do nothing wrong. And yes, as far as dangers, 2 years. I haven't heard nobody. No. 2 years of torture. This is enough. Like I said, I don't even know where the accusations came from. Colton got mad at me one night and posted something on Facebook, but there's easily provable lie. Facebook is not the freaking end of evidentiary freaking duty. Me and Colton have gotten battles on Facebook before. We block each other, we unblock each other. I thought Eric said I was a paranoid schizophrenic. I thought that's what he said when he got his restraining order, when he went in there and did whatever he did behind my back. I thought it was a paranoid schizophrenic. Where did the drugs come from? Because I'll tell you, he's been a drunk who can't keep his hands to himself for 18 freaking years. Where did that come from? He's lying, and he's lying about so much stuff. That's why it's terrifying. He knows he's gonna get busted in these lies. He knows he has to. So that kind of uncaring means he's gone too far. My children should deserve the jail, not me. An entire another summer of him and Angel Lynn brutalizing and raping them. Because why? Why wouldn't you look into what he says? Why? I sit here surrounded by all kinds of evidence of my mother being a mother, of the fact I ran a company. I went to college. I graduated. I had the kids. I took care of them and his grandmother. I made the holiday dinners. I don't drink. I've never been arrested. I vote. I pay my taxes. I didn't do anything wrong. Why would you take my kids away for 2 years? I don't even know where he's gotten this shit from. Whereas I showed up on my son's birthday, she couldn't walk. She couldn't walk, and I called the school and talked about PE, and he said I was a bitch for calling the school. Anyway, I got a restraining order. How do you get a restraining order? Because somebody in Spanaway called to the school. It was the first time in the entire school year. He's a liar. Give me my kids back. He doesn't have this control. He doesn't own us. And you don't, Eric, and I look forward. I can't wait to change my name back to DeValentine. I cannot freaking wait. I will get my divorce, mister. I'll never give you a divorce. And you're proving he's a psycho by insisting upon finding a fault. It's a no-fault state, although it's also an equal rights state, and I have seen that nowhere in this case whatsoever.